Hi guys, I'm Ashley.
I'm Hatley.
And welcome to Life with Hatley. We are embarking on a journey. We want you to come with us. We are counting down to our wedding, which is in August 2026. And we thought, why not document it? So yeah, welcome along to our journey. We will be discussing various things within our relationship, what's happened leading up to these moments, some of our date nights, our date days, and yeah, we're just gonna be discussing all that.
Yeah, and the lessons that we've learned as well along the way, in hopes that we can inspire other couples and just also look back at the things that we've had to go through, so our highs and obviously our lows. So yeah, we're excited for you to be part of this journey.
Yep. So where should we start?
I think I want to discuss the proposal. I want to discuss, take us to the point where you realised you were going to propose to me. I was the one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we've been together now, at the time of recording, officially 3 years. Can I get that? So yeah, it's been a great journey, and obviously within that 3 years we've obviously got engaged. It's now a year that we've been engaged because we got engaged on our 2nd year anniversary in Turkey. So yeah, we needed to keep the dates low. We didn't need another anniversary, if we're being honest. So yeah, so if I'm being completely honest, I knew from early, and I was having this conversation with a couple of my colleagues the other day, I knew from early that Hattie, did you announce yourself as Hattie or Hattie?
Hattie.
Cool. We're gonna call her Hattie because that's what I call her. So yeah, I knew from early on that this was a special woman, someone like the type of woman I've never actually met before, and yeah, there was just something different. Something just clicked in my head to say, you know what? Because it wasn't like I was searching for a partner. It just happened organically, and the way she carried herself, her ambition, her drive, of course how she looks, all of that intertwined just created this special character. But me, I'm very, I don't know if pessimistic is the word. Is that the word?
Cautious?
Very cautious. Yeah, I'm cautious, possibly from previous experiences, but I'm very cautious as to how a woman can portray themselves in the early stages and how long that can last. So in my mind, there was a time period in which I needed to get to just make sure that it was definitely the correct decision. But that wasn't anything to do with how you was, but it was just within my mind, and other experiences of even people around me. I just needed to know. So yeah, I left it quite a while, and I think the moment I realised that yeah, I wanted to do this was probably when we went to my friend's wedding, Tom.
Okay, when was that?
That was May. Oh, he's gonna kill me.
What, so a year before we got married? I mean, a year before we got engaged?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
It was then, isn't it? I think that's when the wedding was.
I think so, because they met a bit before us. I feel like their timeline was a year before us.
No, it might have been similar, but yeah, it might have been similar, but yeah, I'm sure they'll correct us. But yeah, I think at that moment, going to that wedding and obviously knowing that I wanted this, and the person sitting next to me at this wedding is the one I wanted it with, it was like, yeah, it kind of opened my eyes, and I thought to myself, yeah, this is the one. And I think the year after, we were planning to go Jamaica with my family.
Yeah, we were supposed to do I think there was supposed to be a reunion.
Yeah, that's it, a reunion. There was meant to be a family reunion in Jamaica, which was being spoken about from obviously the year before. So this is 2024 we're in, and we were talking about that. And as the year went on, and the reunion was meant to be in summer 2025, I was thinking to myself, nah, that would be the perfect place on holiday. I could just see it on the beach. I just could see that moment as a proposal moment. So I was warming to the idea, and I got to a point where I was like, yeah, that's if this holiday happens, that's where I'm going to do it.
Because we were supposed to go on our own holiday in the October half term. So it's supposed to be Jamaica in May, like April, May, and then it's supposed to be our holiday in October.
Yeah. But yeah, for whatever reason, the reunion didn't go through. I can't remember the reason, but so then at that point we then decided to book a holiday.
We then decided to pull the October one to
we brought it forward, so we brought it forward to May, of course, and we went to Turkey. So for those who don't know, Hatley's Turkish Cypriot, I'm Jamaican, and so I thought to myself, you know what, we'll bring the proposal forward then, because it wasn't a case of me needing any more time now. It was just a case of, we're going on holiday, it's going to be magical, it's time to plan. So I remember speaking to my mum about it, and saying, I think I'm ready, I think this was while Jamaica was still in the pipeline, and I wasn't quite asking my mum, but I was speaking to her to see her reaction and gauge how she thought, and yeah, she was all for it. She's obviously a big fan of yours. You've got a good relationship with her, which means so much to me, and yeah, that's all I needed as that final push to say, yeah, let's do this. So yeah, at that point it was, I think it might have been about September 2024. I remember speaking to some friends about rings, and because I don't know where to look. So yeah, it was about, just kind of what I'm going to do, how I'm going to propose. I had an idea in my head of maybe it being like a beach. But then I think as time went on, I thought, you know what, a lot of people do that. Let me try something different, something even more intimate, because even on a beach, even if you've got like a little private section, there could always be people there that could kind of get in the way. And then how am I going to make it a surprise? Because it kind of will be obvious, because you have like the whole setup on the beach, so as soon as we get to the beach you'll know what's going on. So yeah, I thought, you know what, why not rent out a private boat? Why not rent out a private boat? And I thought, I didn't have any idea about the costs of what that was going to look like, and obviously the ring and everything, but I thought, you know what, you are worth anything. So I'm definitely I want to push the boat out, excuse the pun.
And I was telling you a lot about the ring. Like, I speak to a lot of women, and I feel like there's this pressure and this expectation for a ring to be like really, really expensive and to break the bank. And me personally, I've never really been like a materialistic person, and I don't really understand where that was even created from. Like, for us at the time, the main priority was to move out, which I think we're going to speak about in another video anyway. But for me, it just didn't make sense, knowing that we've got other priorities in place, to be expecting like an expensive ring. Like, and I kept saying to Ashley, I was like, I'd rather us get the journey like started sooner then you have to wait until like you buy this really expensive ring. And I always always say, like, we can always renew rings later on. Like, I don't like the fact that it's an excuse, because I think a lot of people hold off on getting married or proposing because of the cost of things. The associated costs. And actually it's not really an excuse in my opinion, because you could get a ring that costs a couple of £100 and a wedding that doesn't break the bank, and you could still fulfill that commitment. And I feel like people just drag it so far on. Like, this, you know, respectfully, everyone has different time frames of when they want to get married. But those who say they want to get married and it's been like 7 to 10 years and it's like, oh, it's because it's expensive. And I'm like, I just don't really understand it.
I think there's a pressure in society, and there's just an expectation just in general of how much like a ring should be expensive and all of these sorts of things. So even me going into it, I was thinking to myself, how much am I going to have to save for this ring? How long is it going to take? But you actually saying that to me, actually, without you realising, took a lot of pressure off of me. And although I still wanted to, I didn't want to drop my standards or the standard. That really helped me to really push and know that I can get something affordable and it's still going to be special to you.
I think the key is like the full experience and the commitment. Like, we got engaged after 2 years of being with each other, and a lot of people will argue that that's not a lot of time. But actually, if you know that that's the right person for you, and there's no pressure financially, because I think people know it's the right person, but they put financial pressure on themselves, and then it just drags on. Whereas you knew it was the right person, and there wasn't any financial pressure from my side. So I think that helped, because if I was the kind of person that wanted like a big lavish ring and a big lavish wedding, that could have put you off to wanting to keep waiting more. And I just feel like people think it represents the worth of the woman. Yeah. Whereas actually, don't get me wrong, like, without going into like details of how much all of us earn, but if you was earning, I don't know, 100k a year, 150k a year, and then you bought me like a couple of £100 of worth of a ring, I might say, oh, like, you kind of skimmed a bit on the cost, knowing that you've got plenty of cash, right?
Income,
But it's like, I feel like it should be relative to how much someone earns. Yeah. Like, you can't expect someone who's not yet hit their full potential and is working towards their potential to be spending thousands of pounds on a ring. Yeah. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah. So it wasn't like I was thinking, oh, he's skimming out on the cash because he doesn't think I'm worth it. It just didn't financially make sense to be spending loads of money on a ring.
I think for me as well, I think what I didn't even have that at the top of the priority in terms of the proposal. I thought the moment would be more special.
Exactly.
Something that you can look back on, because a ring can be upgraded in the future. This moment, we're only ever going to do once.
It's going to happen once, yeah.
So I thought that was my priority, and what I was most apprehensive about was making sure it went to plan. So, yeah, in terms of actually planning the proposal, that was a little bit stressful because it was in another country. There wasn't too many options out there and many people that had done that before from my research. And obviously they're speaking Turkish. I don't speak Turkish. I understand a couple of words. But obviously the person I was liaising with was able to speak to me in English. But they just seemed very laid back about everything. And I was, in my head, I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm taking this like,
because you're like, what if we get there and they're not there?
Yeah, like, there's so many different things. So there was the whole, obviously, hiring out the boat. Then there was the meal. Then there was, do you have a photographer? And all of this was like, yeah, it'll be fine, kind of thing. I'm like, but will it? Like, are you sure?
Yeah. When you pulled that off, like, the fact that it was in a country where obviously it's my motherland, and you pulling that off onto me, I think that was like, I was like, wow, okay, he really did his thing. Because the fact that I had no idea what was happening, and you literally kept it so secret despite it was in Turkey, was quite...
It was definitely difficult. I think leading up to the proposal as well. Do you remember, like, I felt like on social media almost every day you were seeing
people were getting engaged.
Because it was like you were side-eyeing me every single time.
I don't even know why I was doing that. But honestly, because I knew that Ashley was the one as well. Because I think they always look at the other side, but actually, we got to say yes. Like, it's not a given that we're going to say yes. Yeah. Obviously, you knew we were going to say yes, because I kept saying to him from quite a while back that, like, this is it. Like, if you was to propose to me tomorrow, I would say yes. Yeah. And that's when I knew, like, okay, cool. Because I have been in situations where that would have been a no. And I just knew that you just was the one for me. So I was just impatient. I was like, I just want to start the journey, and I just want to know that we're, like, committed to it. Yeah. But it wasn't because it had been, like, years and years and years. Like, when I actually look back at it now, it was 2 years on the dot. And most of the people that are around me got engaged, like, at least 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
So I think it was just because I really wanted it to be with you. That's why I was impatient, not because you were taking long about it, if that makes sense.
No, of course.
But yeah, everyone was getting proposed to within, like, the week.
Yeah, it just seemed like it was all happening. And even, like, just, I think maybe the algorithm and everything, because I was obviously looking at rings, you was getting that as well. So yeah, it was difficult to keep it under wraps, especially knowing we had the holiday coming up. and our anniversary, because I kind of disguised it as I was taking you out for our anniversary.
Yeah.
Which worked, but yeah, you felt a bit.
I had the feelings because we were having banter before in the past where we were like, oh, maybe we'll just do the proposal on the same day as the anniversary. And obviously the first year it didn't happen because it was too soon. But then the second year I was like, okay, like it feels a bit more like it actually could happen this time round. And because you were taking lead on planning the anniversary, it almost felt like it was a birthday.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like normally if it's like my birthday, it's like I don't get involved in anything. And it felt like I wasn't involved in anything despite it was an anniversary, which normally should be joint.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is mad. Like, you've already planned things in advance. Like, what could it be? Like, why is it so special this time round?
Yeah.
And as soon as I came onto the boat and I was like dressed, like you told me to dress up and, you know, wear heels and all sorts. As soon as I saw the boat and I saw the flowers and I saw the meal, I was like, if he doesn't propose to me on this boat, like, he's going to be really raising the bar high for a proposal, because this is the perfect dream proposal.
And let me tell you, people, yeah, the face, your face, you couldn't hide it. I know you was trying your best to enjoy yourself and hide the fact that this was the perfect moment, but you wasn't sure.
I was having a battle in my head. I was like, Hattie, don't get too excited, because I'm someone that I'd rather be surprised than disappointed. So I'm like, don't get too excited, because if it doesn't happen, like, this is still a really nice thing that he's done for you. So like, don't then ruin the moment by being upset because he hasn't proposed. Like, all of this was going through my mind whilst I was posing for pictures on the side of a boat, and I was like so confused and I was overwhelmed, and I was like, I could be getting proposed to, and I was like, no, Hattie, no, stop. Don't get too excited.
And the thing is, like, we ate first as well.
Yeah, we ate first, and then the boat started kind of turning back towards the pier, and I was like,
because it was I forgot to mention this, it was a sunset private boat tour, so there was a moment we got to see, and it was like the sunset. No, first we ate first, like I said. I was nervous. I couldn't even eat my food properly. I couldn't enjoy that. That was annoying.
Well, but I do think you ate mashed potato for the first time and you don't even like mashed potato. I think you were just eating it for the sake of it.
But then obviously once we finished eating, we went out to the front of the boat, or the back of the boat, whatever it was.
Like the little triangular bit, the peak.
And I knew that was the moment. And I was also trying to hide the ring, the box, in my shorts. It was in the back of my shorts pocket, bulging out.
I didn't even realise that, you know. I think I was low-key trying to avoid looking for it as well.
But you was also trying to keep your balance, because obviously the boat's...
Yeah, the boat was proper moving.
And obviously you've got the two... What are they called? The
captains were on the boat, and obviously they were Turkish.
They're completely Turkish, so their English is like very, 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 very limited. So the moment in which I was gonna actually get on one knee wasn't even discussed beforehand.
Oh wow, was it not?
Not really.
But I think the captain did a really good... Like, this obviously wasn't their first rodeo, let's be honest, because even the fact that the company was quite laid back, they must have done it back previously before.
Yeah.
But obviously Ashley was quite worried that they might say something in Turkish and I pick up on it. Yeah. But in all honesty, I didn't remember a single thing.
Yeah.
And I think because I was so focused on my inner thoughts of like, be excited, no, don't be excited, it's gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. I was just like, I couldn't even really understand the surroundings. And obviously it was beautiful, like it was the beach and it was really nice weather. But as soon as we got to the front, and the captain just took Ashley's phone and like got up to the top of the boat. And I think at that point is when it all just went.
At that moment it was like, could you just take some pictures of us? Yeah. So he went up to the top and just done his thing. Like we didn't discuss how the pictures are going to be taken, any of this, but he just went up there and done his thing. And then that was it. That was the moment. I don't know what I said.
Everyone always says that, oh, like what did he say to you? And I was like, in all honesty, I cannot remember. All I can remember him is smiling really nervously and saying like, you know how much I love you, right?
Yeah.
And then at that point I was like, yeah,
too. I didn't plan anything to say either.
Because you can't, though.
Because I just wanted to talk in the moment. But
and you can't plan your reaction as well. Like if you're a woman and you're out and you're potentially going to be proposed to and you're thinking about it, you can't plan your reaction. Because before I used to be like, oh my God, like I'm probably going to start crying, or I might start laughing hysterically because I'm nervous. So I was like, how am I even going to react? But literally, as soon as he started speaking and I saw him go on one foot, like I just started crying straight away.
I'm not going to lie, if she didn't cry, I might have had to get up again and...
No, but I am quite an emotional person anyway, like in those moments. But I literally, all I remember him saying is probably that, will you marry me? Because I said yes. And I was just like shaking my head and I was like crying. And even my shoulder was like moving like this. I was so hysterical. But that's literally the moment. And this is why I say to you all the time, like when people get proposed to and they don't record it, I'm like, how?
Yeah,
like,
because that memory is
looking back at that video is literally so special. Like I can look back at it at any moment and just be reminded of the love and the thought and the effort that went through that whole stage, and just be reminded, like even in like times where things are going a bit tough or things are going a bit hard, like looking back at that and remembering that is what, like that is who we are and that's what made us, I think is beautiful. I don't have anything against people that don't record it, but I just think if you have the ability to record it, then do it. Because looking back at it is going to be like special.
And then from that moment on, it was just pure happiness. That was just what it was, isn't it?
Just couldn't stop smiling. Like we called everyone on FaceTime.
I could have ate the dinner at that point.
Yeah. At that point, we just went to some random live music bar and we just started like FaceTiming everyone with like the ring in the camera. And everyone was just really happy. And I noticed that you hadn't have told my mum purposely.
Yes,
like,
and I felt so bad because I wanted to kind of speak to her first, but I couldn't be sure that she would have.
My mum would have been like, because my mum does this little nervous thing where she'll smile nervously or she'll laugh, and I'll just know something's up. So you did the right thing by not telling her. Yeah. Although I was speaking to my mum throughout the trip, because I was kind of like, I had inkling here and there that it was going to happen, and I kept messaging her, and I was like, Mum, it's not going to happen anymore. This just happened, and I don't think it's going to happen. And then 10 minutes later, I'd be like, oh no, actually it might still happen, because this is like back and forth, just going like thinking it's going to happen, then it's not going to happen. But yeah, she was over the moon. I think she was in Cyprus with my grandparents at the time.
Was she?
And she was eating like food.
Oh yeah, because they came on the...
and she was eating her food, and it was like, the most special moment for her.
Because the only people that knew was my mum and dad, and I think my brother. And a couple of my friends knew because I was...
Because like, your mum was the one that came to get my ring size as well, which was funny.
That's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that another time. But yeah, that's the proposal, man. It went to plan. I was so happy with how it went. Like, I wouldn't have changed anything.
No, I wouldn't change anything at all. So everything was perfect, and you did a great job.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
But yeah, guys, if you know what I think we should do? We should do a Q&A where people might have questions from each of our videos. So if you've got any questions, drop them in the comment box or message us, and we'll do a whole video with a list of the questions and answer them. So.
And let us know what you think about some of our opinions as well, because it's interesting to see the popular opinions on like how long do you think you should be together before you even propose, like the whole ring prices and things like that. I'm intrigued to finding out like what it is that people actually think about right now when it comes to committing and even marriage itself, really. Cool. Well, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.